So that's what this minestrone looks like. And you see, it's not overly like tomatoey. It's more creamy, and it's got pasta, rice, and beans in, plus a load of veg. So that's what we're gonna make. Okay, so the scones, they don't need to rest or anything. So we're gonna stick the soup on, and then we'll do the scones while it's cooking away. Tried this recipe, all the ones I've tried have been tomatoey. That's what I'm thinking, Noodle. I feel like I like tomato soup, but I prefer a creamy soup, so I feel like this might be a bit of a revelation for me. I'm going to talk about it again, but on that Zac Efron programme, the one Down to Earth, so they went to visit a place in Italy where there's the most recorded number of people who are over 100 years old.
Damn!
And they were like, so we're going to go there to see how they live, to see like what their secrets are, as like how they live so long. And this wee old Italian granny, I mean, she must have been at least 100, because that was the whole point of the programme. And she made this minestrone, and it looked incredible, and it was not like any other minestrone I'd ever seen. And since then I was like, I must eat this minestrone. It's not exactly the same as this one, but I feel like that one's as similar as I could find. So one onion, 3 celery stalks, 3 carrots. Okay, that'll do for the moment. We'll do this first, and then we'll... Right, so they said, okay, so in this recipe, they say 4 garlic cloves. That seems excessive to me. I mean, I like garlic, but that's a lot of garlic. So I am doing 1 huge clove, because for some reason, the last lot of garlic I got, the cloves are massive. So I'm going to do 1, because I reckon that's probably like 2 regular garlic cloves. I'm not going to say it as a traditional Italian dish or anything, but it looks delicious. And we'll see. And I think a creamy minestrone might be tastier for me. Just the smell of the garlic, it smells so good. So first of all, we're going to put in onion, garlic, carrots, celery. So this is going to make quite a lot of soup, I think, because there's quite a lot of stuff going in it. However, I love soup. So I'll eat whatever I eat in the next couple of days, and then I'll freeze the rest of it in portions, so that if I get hungry and I can't be bothered cooking, then I have soup ready to go. And normally, if I make soup, I like blitz it up until it's completely smooth. But I think, obviously with this you can't really, because it's got like beans and stuff in. But I think this will be still quite nice. Onion is in there. Let's get some celery. So we want 3 stalks of celery. Right, in chat, who is a celery lover and who is not? Because it seems to be one of these love-or-hate things, and I love celery. What they do is, once it's kind of cooking and once you've got everything in it, they take a scoop out of it with like some beans and rice and stuff in, and then blitz that so that goes a bit creamy, and then they add it back into the soup, and that's just enough to give it that kind of wee bit of creaminess. So I'm intrigued to see how it goes. And then you can add parmesan, which is always good in my book. Okay, so here, this has a name, and I cannot remember again what it is. Buff will know if Buff's still here. But yeah, so carrots, celery, onions, garlic, and we'll let that kind of roast off a little bit. Here's a question: fudge or chocolate? Chocolate, faded. Chocolate. Always. I was trying to think, like, are there any times where I'd pick fudge over chocolate? But no, always chocolate. I'm not a big fan of fudge. I really like, have you seen the Cadbury's bars that are fudge? And it's just the little ones, it's just got a little bit of fudge in the middle, and then it's wrapped in chocolate. I like them. I like them a lot. We have, as the smart brain, which was essentials. That's not essentials. Tesco. All the essentials, bah. Right, 1 tin of tomatoes. In Malaysia, they've actually... Do they, Noodle? That's so random. I wonder if it looks the same as a Tesco here, or if it's quite different. I think I'm quite happy with that. Right, and I got a can of cannellini beans, purely because that's what the recipe said to use, and I didn't want to go wrong with it. That does not seem like a lot of rice. Cheesy muffin. Every time. I mean, I guess they're kind of similar. Cheesy scones and cheesy muffins are not that different, are they? So all I'm going to do to that now is to add this herbs and spices and well, just herbs, I think. Basil, oregano, thyme. We've got thyme, basil, oregano. Oh, they're there or thereabouts. I just have a thing of mixed herbs, so I'm just going to use some of that. That's quite a lot. Salt and pepper. Tesco stuff you can get here from it. Oh, really? Oh, Noodle, I'm excited for that stream. That sounds amazing. I love watching other people shop. I think as well at the moment because I'm hating going to the supermarket. And it's one thing that I really like doing on holiday is I love discovering other people's, like, I feel like it's like an insight to other people's lives. That's going to be a lot of stock. There's 1.5 litres. Imagine all the leftover soup though, I know. I would rather have it too thick to begin with, and then I can thin it down. I'm not putting any more in than that. That's more than enough. Yeah, so I reckon because I can keep an eye on it, and if too much of the water evaporates off, I can add more after. Better to add it after than to have it too runny, because we don't want it too runny. Because there's only 1/2 cup of rice in there. I'm tempted to put more rice in. Oh, there's pasta going in it as well. Hang on, when did I put the pasta in? Not yet. Bring to a boil, cover and cook on low for 30 minutes. Okay, so boil. Okay, so soup is boiling-ish. It's getting there. I'm going to grab the lid for it so that we can cover it once it's actually boiling. The soup's smelling good already though. I'm excited. Although to be fair, now I think I'm most excited for the muffins. Because there's quite a lot of cheddar in them. So they are quite kind of soft and gooey, and they are really, really light as well, so you can quite easily eat 3 or 4 in one sitting quite happily. But I'm not gonna judge. Right, self-raising flour, baking powder, herb feta and paprika. Even better, because this is my recipe, I know that I don't need xanthan gum. And I don't have to just add it just in case. Yeah, so if you are new here, I eat completely gluten-free, so I am gluten intolerant. I've suffered with IBS for about 8 years. Is that right? 8 years now? Is that right? 7, 8 years? 8 years. And so I have a few different intolerances. The main one is gluten. So everything I do is gluten-free. Just a gluten-free one. So it's just the Asda one that I use, if that means anything to anyone. Just 250 grams of self-raising flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and then 1 teaspoon of paprika-ish. Because it's not going in the teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. Because I get the milk delivered, so I'll get some tomorrow tomorrow morning, but I didn't have enough for the muffins or for the scones, so I thought I'll just get a wee one because I don't need more than that. So that'll do me for today, and then I'll have more by tomorrow. How many mils? That is... It's 1 pint, so it's 586 mils. What else is in it, Zara? We're now like, right, let's save this smoothie. Okay, that's well mixed. The butter is still here. So I'm just gonna line the muffin tin. Not line it, grease it. And yes, I should really change my menu from cheesy scones to cheesy muffins. But hey ho, what can you do? So they are about even, about-ish. The thing is, McLaughlin, see with these, although it's a lot of cheese, they are really light and fluffy. So for one portion, I'll probably eat 3. And then I'll have some tomorrow and the next day, and then I might freeze some if there's some. Yes, 20 to 25 minutes. So I'll put it in for 20 minutes and then we'll check them. And there's not a rack in there. $20 and we have a timer. Yay! Time flies when you're having fun. It does indeed. Look at the pasta. It's alphabet pasta and it's gluten-free. This made my day when I found this. And I've struggled to find uses for it because it is a wee bit random. Unless you make soup, when do you ever really use alphabet pasta? So that's what we're going to use in the minestrone. And I can't wait. All of the liquid. Because when we were putting the stock together, it seemed like a lot of stock. How cute is that? Look at it. Is this a cup? Yes. 1. and a half. That's a Q. There's an S and an O. This is too fun. Why do you always, why? You always seem to come in at the wrong times. I'm going to turn them around for a second just because the ones at one side aren't quite done because my oven is squint. I'm going to take out a couple of cups of... Where did I put... Oh, there it is. A couple of cups of the soup. And we're going to stick it in the blender and blend it up to add back into the soup. And that's what's going to make it creamy, apparently. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. And in the meantime, I will grab the muffin. So they're all completely different sizes, but it's fine. And they do rise, but they sink quite quickly afterwards. So there's our wee muffins. Yeah, they don't take long at all. So they take about 20 to 25 minutes. And they smell amazing. I'm so excited. So I will stick them on a rack to cool soon. I've got one out over there, actually. It does look quite funny with a little pasta shape floating about in it. So this is where we're at with the soup. So it does look creamier, which I'm quite excited. And then we're going to add some kale. And so this one, you could either use kale or spinach, but I just think there's a bit more to kale. Lesson learned, question everything. Exactly, McLaughlin. Question absolutely everything. Just in case. So you don't end up like Chris there with his scone and jam and cream. Absolutely gutted. Right. What do we need? More flavour, more of something. When I honestly, if I'm cooking on my own, I don't normally forget things. But then, to be fair, I'm then not also normally speaking to people, I'm just cooking, so... Maybe I put a wee bit of Worcestershire in. Worcestershire. Thank you for the pointsy turn. I appreciate it. I mean, because I feel like at this stage we could do with all the help we can get here. Right, I think I'm tempted to add a wee bit more mixed herbs and some pepper. And then I think we'll be there or thereabouts. And then I'm going to try a cheesy muffin because they smell incredible. I don't understand. What's the cinnamon challenge? I mean, look at it. Oh, all the cheese. Are so good. So good. So they're like crunchy on the outside and then really soft and gooey in the middle. I might need to bake some more. They are so tasty and they're so easy to make and they're just delicious. But if you're going to make them and you're not vegan, I would say use like a proper good mature cheddar because you want as much flavour from the cheddar as you can. Sorry, excuse me, just munching away on a muffin. For that, I just choked on the muffin. I now need a bowl. What bowl shall we use? Perfect for quick frozen breakfast. Exactly, Trin. Absolutely perfect. That's a huge bowl, but I'm actually... Okay, I'll take half of the blame. That's fair. Looks good though. I need to just leave this camera on and stop switching about the place. Doesn't that look tasty? So it's quite a thick soup. I like a thick soup as well. I just think there's something like the whole point of soup really is for it to be like hearty and warming. So you want it to be a bit thick to like coat the insides of your belly. Nice big cozy bowl of soup, isn't it, Turn? Okay, that's fine. I'll portion it up and send some around. And I'll pop in a muffin or two with it as well. I'll need to make another few batches, but that's fine. Should be back now. That sounds so good. And yes, you've come to a nice place. We're just having a chilled Sunday. We've made some soup with all the ingredients. We've made some cheesy muffins. And I think it's about time for me to go and eat my dinner. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you soon. Love you all. Bye-bye.